Picture this. You walk into a Harley dealership in 2025. Right there under the lights sits a Pan America. Tall, muscular, dripping with presence. You swing a leg over, thumb the starter, and that deep, satisfying rumble fills the room. That's when the grin sneaks onto your face. The same grin Harley riders have been chasing for generations. But then your eyes land on the VIN sticker, and there it is, plain as day. Thailand. For some, that word lands heavier than the rumble of the exhaust. It raises questions about pride, about heritage, about whether Harley is still Harley. Tonight, we're tearing into those questions. What this shift really means for your wallet, your warranty, your resale, and maybe most of all, for your pride as a rider. Because, let's be clear, a passport stamp doesn't twist the throttle. You do. Here's the clear headline. For model year 2025, Harley-Davidson is shifting the Revolution Max lineup. That's the Pan America, Sportster S, and Nightster to final assembly in Rayong, Thailand. At the same time, Harley's core heavyweight lines, Touring, CVO, Softail, and Trike remain US built, with powertrains from Wisconsin and North American final assembly out of York, Pennsylvania for the US market. RevMax, Pan America, Sportster, Nightster, Thailand final assembly in 2025. Touring, CVO, Softail, Trike, US built for North America. Engines still from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. US final assembly for core bikes stays in York, Pennsylvania. Translation: your Road Glide didn't suddenly pack a suitcase. Your Pan America booked an international flight. Let's be adults for 60 seconds. This move isn't because someone spun a globe and said, "Where's the best pad thai?" This is about tariffs, capacity, and keeping bikes on showroom floors without prices getting silly. Tariffs first. Since 2018, trade friction with Europe has made it expensive to send American-built bikes into the EU. For years, Harley's Thailand plant helped serve Europe without lighting bikes on fire with tariff costs. In 2024 and into 2025, that policy environment got messier, not cleaner. So Thailand continues to be Harley's pressure valve for non-US markets. And now, RevMax models bound for the US are also assembled there. Capacity second. By moving RevMax assembly abroad, Harley frees up US factory capacity to build more of the high-demand, high-margin bikes Americans line up for. Touring, CVO, Softail. That's good for Harley's numbers and selfishly for your wait times on those big bikes. Costs third. Thailand's a known manufacturing hub with incentives, suppliers, and logistics tuned for motorcycles. Using that ecosystem stabilizes production and parts flow. So, tariffs abroad, capacity at home, cost control everywhere. Not a conspiracy, a spreadsheet. So here's where Harleys are made. In the USA, York, Pennsylvania. Final assembly for North America. Touring, CVO, Softail, Trike. Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Engines and powertrain. Tomahawk, Wisconsin. Components, molding, paint. Rayong, Thailand. Assembly for APAC EMEA 2025 RevMax models, including US-bound. Manaus, Brazil. Regional assembly for Mercosur. India with Hero Motocorp X440 for the Indian market. Global brand, multiple plants, same corporate spec. Different shipping lanes. In the US, made in USA claims are serious. The rule of thumb, all or virtually all content and final assembly in the US. That's why Harley is precise in how it talks about its bikes. The heavyweight core lines claim US build for the US market. The RevMax models, the label reflects the reality. Final assembly in Thailand. Think of it like barbecue bragging rights. If it's smoked in your backyard, you flex. If your cousin did the ribs across town, they're still ribs. You just don't take the credit. This isn't a downgrade in spec. It's a labeling truth married to global manufacturing. Harley is an American icon. So when people hear Thailand, they don't think torque curves. They think jobs, industry, brand promise. That feeling matters. It's real. But here's the rider reality check. Spec sheets don't change based on assembly country. Corporate QC and testing follow the bike, not the flag. Dealer support, warranty, parts catalogs, the stuff you actually touch stays the same. You're allowed to care where your bike is assembled. You're also allowed to admit the bike still rips. For American buyers, RevMax models assembled in Thailand still show up in US dealerships. No EU tariff problem here. Pricing reflects normal stuff. Freight, currency, the usual fun. Meanwhile, York focuses on cranking out touring CVO Softail. Availability there? Potentially better. In Europe and parts of APAC, Thailand assembly has long been the way to avoid tariff whiplash and keep bikes in stock. With policy crosswinds, the plant remains crucial to keeping stickers semi-sane. When it comes to warranty and service, no change. If you buy it here, the Harley warranty and dealer network have your back here. Manufacturing address doesn't equal support level. Same Harley part numbers, same diagrams. What may improve is supply consistency for RevMax. Thailand's logistics are a known quantity for global moto brands. Quick pit stop: if you've heard someone say Harley's abandoning America, rewind this. Touring, CVO, Softail, Trike are still US built for North America. The shift is RevMax. Stick around. Next, I'm going to give you a buyer's checklist to navigate VIN stickers, resale myths, and negotiation ammo with your dealer. Short answer: it depends on buyers, not bolts. Some riders care deeply about US assembly and will pay a little more for a US built bike. Others don't blink if the test ride feels right and maintenance is documented. RevMax bikes may see more comment section debate than price collapse. Touring and CVO, business as usual. Those are US built for North America and already have strong resale gravity thanks to demand, customization culture, and long-haul credibility. Your move as an owner: keep service records pristine, document tasteful mods, and keep stock parts. Ride it, clean it, sell it with confidence. That matters more than the sticker's latitude and longitude. Here's the clash: emotion versus economics. You might feel a certain way about buying a Harley that isn't assembled in the States, and that feeling is part of motorcycling's soul. But once the road opens and your RevMax snaps to attention, that instant punch, that balanced chassis, that upright confidence, they don't ask for passports. The thing that makes a ride great has always been the same: connection. If the bike delivers that, it earns its keep. Still with me? Good, because up next, I'm giving you concrete negotiation tips for 2025 RevMax buyers, the exact VIN label spots to check, and the one sentence that shuts down the Thailand equals cheap myth when that one friend won't quit. First, VIN label reality check. Find the manufacturer/assembly label on the frame or steering head. It'll state the country of final assembly. Snap a pic for your records. Not because it changes the ride, because transparency helps at resale time. Second, dealer conversation starters. Are there any freight differences this model year versus last? How's inventory flow been on this model? Are more units on the way? What's the out-the-door number if I'm financing today? Anchor the OTD, not just MSRP. Third, negotiation ammo. If a buddy or buyer tries the Thailand equals lower quality angle, try this. Same corporate specs and warranty. The plant serves global markets to avoid tariff bottlenecks. If you care about ride quality, let's test ride. If you care about labels, check the sticker. Ask for accessories or service credits. If price won't budge. Luggage for Pan America, bar end mirrors on Sportster S, or the first service credit. 4. PDI and setup. Confirm pre-delivery inspection, software updates, fastener torques, tire pressures. For Pan America buyers, verify ride mode calibration and suspension settings fit your weight. Take the long test route. Heat soak, stop and go, and a bit of highway. If you're eyeing a RevMax bike, you want modern performance and tech. Ride modes, electronics, a lively power band. You ride a mix of commute and weekend blast. Maybe some light ADV duty on the Pan America. You aren't rattled by global assembly if the spec and service are there. If you're eyeing touring, CVO, softail, you want iconic American V-twin touring or classic cruiser vibes. You care deeply about US built from factory to floor. You want the aftermarket universe and that long-haul gravitas. 2 lanes, same brand. Pick your horizon. In 30 seconds, I'll break down the 3 biggest myths about the 2025 shift and give you a script you can use when the group chat starts popping off with half-truths. Hit that like if this is saving you time at the dealership. Myth number 1. Harley's abandoning America. Reality, the heavyweight core lines for North America, touring, CVO, softail, trike remain US built, with US engines and York final assembly. The RevMax shift is about capacity and tariffs, not a brand exodus. Myth number 2, Thailand built means lower quality. Reality, Harley runs global QC to the same engineering spec. Assembly location shifts logistics, not the torque curve. Warranty, software updates, parts, unchanged. Myth number 3, resale will tank. Reality, resale follows demand and condition. Documentation and maintenance matter more than a city on a label. Touring CVO values stay touring CVO. RevMax values will reflect rider demand and the bike's condition, same as always. If someone says, but it just feels wrong, that's totally valid. Feelings sell bikes too. Just don't confuse feel with failure. Here's a way to keep the conversation human. Acknowledge the pride. Harley is woven into the American story. Jobs and hometowns matter. Separate identity from function. You can honor the brand's roots and still accept that global manufacturing is how companies survive tariff roller coasters and supply chain chaos. Bring it back to riding. Ask, does this bike give you the experience you're chasing? If yes, that's the answer. We ride because of how it makes us feel. The factory's GPS coordinates don't ride the bike. We do. Break in by the book. Your first miles set the tone, no matter where it was assembled. Software updates. Ask your dealer to confirm you're on the latest calibration for your ECU and ride modes. Protection and luggage. If you're ADV curious on the Pan America, budget for crash bars, a proper skid plate, and luggage early. Tires. Don't be afraid to tailor rubber to your real use. Commuters, tourers, canyon carvers, different compounds, different smiles. Documentation. Keep receipts, log services, photograph VIN stickers, and accessories. Future you selling the bike will say thanks. If you're in the US chasing a road glide, street glide, lowrider ST, or a CVO dream machine, nothing changes about your build story you care about. If you're hunting a Pan America, Nightster, or Sportster S, Thailand assembly is part of the 2025 reality. But the ride, the warranty, the parts, the dealer handshake, still Harley. Let your test ride be louder than the comments section. Alright, your turn. Are you passing on a RevMax because of the sticker, or are you judging the bike by the mile instead of the map? Drop your take below, where you stand, and why. Keep it respectful. I read the comments, and your experiences help other riders buy smarter. If this breakdown cleared the fog, smash that like, subscribe for more rider-first deep dives, and share this with the friend who thinks Thailand is a performance spec. And if you're deciding what to actually park in your garage next, don't miss my head-to-head. Hybrid versus gas motorcycles, torque, range, cost. Who wins 2025? We compare instant electric shove versus highway legs, charging versus fueling, dollars per mile, the works. Click that video right here. This is Motorcycle Vault, and I'll meet you there in 3, 2, 1.